All right, test my mic real quick. 1 2 1 2. Not sure how this works too much because this is actually the first time I've ever done a video commentary on one of my schemes. So I apologize if it's a little bit sloppy. One thing to note: I did do a test run last night just to see, how things work, and there was a period where the video froze for about 5 to 10 seconds and the audio kept going, but it was just frozen on the screen. So I'm going to go over each play a few times just to make sure that everybody gets to see everything that I'm doing. This is the Kansas City offensive scheme I put in the Winners Kit forums. There's a part 1 and part 2 on there already. I'm going to take both of those down and combine it into one thing with the video, so it's just easier to see it all. Couple things about this scheme. The one weakness of this scheme is that you can't set audibles in MUT. This is a fantastic scheme in regular head-to-head if you set your audibles. For MUT, it's still very good, but you will struggle a little bit if you don't actually go over the entire scheme and really get it down pat, because the audibles aren't that great from some of the formations. So let's get into it. I'm just going to start with the first formation that I put in the write-ups, and we're just going to go chronologically through it, I guess. The first thing is single back jumbo pair. This is more of a run first type formation. One thing to note: you want to have a guy at this spot right here, the outside tight end. He needs to have good catch in traffic, so I'm probably going to put in Quarles over there. And you want some good run blocking tight ends too, because you want to try to get off this right edge. Quarles in right there. And we're going to be going up against primarily cover 3. We're going against Seahawks defense, obviously. We're going to go 46 bear under cover 3. I always come out in the plunge because, you don't know what your opponent's going to come out and you can come out with something, soft up the middle. Get like 1 or 2 yards, whatever, if you just need a short, first down. But your audible is KC Power O, which is nice because you do get a pulling guard and you have your 3 tight ends on the right side. So sometimes you can get this off the edge. Big Eddie Lacy doing big things. But the passing plays are really cool from this formation. So you've got your stock stick, just basic play. But if you take a look at the B route, he actually goes out and then up. So what you do is if you put A on in instead of leaving on the stick route, snap the ball, throw. That's pretty consistent. If you are facing a softer box, basically like if you're facing nickel or something with a lot of hook zones, this route is not going to be open as much, because you see the 2 guys, 2 linebackers or safety or whatever that are at the line of scrimmage. They're probably both going to be in hooks. One of them's going to probably take the B route. This is pretty consistent against 4-6, 4-3, whatever. The other passing play from this formation is called PAKC Power O. You'll notice on the far left of the screen you have the PA end around crossing route, which is just ridiculously OP in this game. So what I do is I snap the ball and cancel the PA. So watch. Boom. Snap, cancel the PA, throw. You do want to watch out for any user lurking over there, because that can get picked off. Even though it's just from experience, I know it's really tough pass to pick off, because that route is really hard to gauge as far as like the depth that it gets up the field. Can hit it short. Also, sometimes what I like to do is block RB. Let him go through with the play action so you can get a rollout, and then you can hit him deeper down the field. Now that's not as consistent as the snap throw. Let's see if I can get them to. Sometimes the hook zones will drop deep enough to pick that up. And it's not going to do it, but you'll see it, you know, as you go through practice mode, that sometimes the hook zones will drop back deep enough to pick that up. So just be smart when you're rolling out. You know, you can always, if that's not open, you can, you know, playmaker somebody up the field and, you know, scramble up and get a few yards. But that's it for single back jumbo. Another thing too is, as we get more into the passing formations from this book, you're really going to want to focus on taking the checkdowns instead of going for the big hitter plays. Because, I mean, I know myself, I get greedy sometimes, and I know a corner route or whatever is going to be open, or I think it's going to be open, and I'll just blindly throw it. You got to make sure you actually go through your progressions, because you're going to end up throwing picks. So right here we're going to ICF Pro. We're going to face the 46 Bear again. This play is called halfback misdirection. If you guys don't know about these types of plays, these are extremely effective, especially when you have a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage like this. If you got guys that are, you know, you're playing against like a 4-3, 2 high safeties, they tend to not get fooled by the misdirection as much, but if they're closer to the line of scrimmage, you actually get something like this. And if, you know, as they correct themselves from taking bad angles off the fake, they'll get caught up in the mix a lot of times, or they'll just get blocked, which is what makes those really effective. That's why I put in the write-up that this is extremely effective against these. You know, I've been seeing a lot of 46 online. I don't know about you guys, but that works out really well. What's nice about this formation is you have your inside zone as an audible. Also, I'll just show you the inside zone real quick. Inside zone's a really good play. As you can see, I just took it to the crib. Nice way to attack the interior of the defense. You know, if you don't want to, if you can bounce it outside, that's great. If not, you can also keep it inside, which is another thing I really like about it. With misdirection, I've kind of been tinkering about, you know, throwing a guy over here, whatever. Just trying to get the defense to, or the user to move from where I want to run the ball. So that's that. It's not an audible thing. I mean, you have curl flats, which is, it's decent. I don't hate it. Big pass play from this formation. Get down anyways. It's going to be not an audible. It's everybody's favorite play from single back base or bunch base. PA end around. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. It's not quite the same. Not as effective. Still pretty effective because it's PA end around. That's just what it is. Again, snap throw. Got that. You got some pretty good blocking from this because you already have the fullback blocking, which is nice. So you got 5 blockers. Roll out. A. You guys know this. Alright, I'm not going to go over this too much, but just to show you that you can run it from ICF Pro, it doesn't have to be from single back bunch. And the last play you should really never use unless you get somebody that's like super aggressive is this play right here. It's called PAFL hitch. What I like to do from this is I'll smoke screen B, cancel the PA, boom, if you get corners back. But if you get corners up and you guys just being super aggressive, your opponent that is, you see the X route is, it's like a stock fade route, out and up. If you watch real close, he gets like a weird inside position on the corner. It's not going to show it right now, but you can throw that as a user catch route. You really want to have your tall wide receiver there. Randall Cobb's not the guy for this route, but just to let you know that this play is an option too. Alright, move on to the next formation. If it seems like I'm breezing through this real quick, it's just because these are plays I use, like spot plays. These aren't. I'm more of a pass first kind of guy, so I'm not in these formations too much unless I feel like my opponent just can't stop the run. So the next formation we're going to go into is strong tight pair. Play you want to come out in is called Power O. And we're going to be facing the 46 pair again. This is a nice play to get off the edge. It's not extremely consistent. It works pretty well against the 46 formations. Can struggle a little bit against 3-4, especially if they have like an outside alignment outside of the tight end. In that case, you would want to keep it up the middle, but it's a pretty solid play from this formation. If you see them really protecting the edges of their defense, your run audible is halfback dive. This is pretty good. Having a good fullback is always a plus. Because I was using Donald Penn at fullback, and his awareness was just too low. He would just run out and block nobody. So, a guy like John Kuhn's great. For Mutt, I was using Nate Solder. I'm sure Marcel Reese is pretty good. Anthony Sherman's probably great. You can use those guys. Get some good blocks. Get a couple yards. Not a big run, but a consistent run. Pass play you want to focus out of from this formation is called PA spot. You can leave the spot route out there, B. I'm fine with that. Take a couple yards. You need a few yards. In the red zone, that's a pretty good route. If you really want to hit them downfield. Streak B. You got a rollout concept on the right. Hit A. Now, this route on the far left side of the field is not great. I don't really catch myself throwing to this route very often. You can hit it sometimes, but you gotta hope that the flat zone plays the play action. If I take away the play action, you'll see that the flat zone will get back there. Yeah, see him right there, and it makes the throw so tough. There's 3 defenders around. You really don't want to throw that. So that's just, pay attention to that. Don't focus on it. And get out of a strong pair. Next formation we are going to go to is pistol ace. Play I come out in is strong power, because I think it's more effective than the counter from this formation. But we'll start with the counter, and you can judge for yourself, what you think is better. Kind of gotta weave your way through a lot of traffic with this run, and it's a delayed run because it's a counter, so it's a little bit harder to break the big one, as Eddie Lacy gets 10 yards. But you can obviously you can flip it, pistol ace. That's why it's extremely effective. I can flip it either way, no movement on the line. I'll show you strong power, and that's what I prefer. But whatever you want to come out and use your base play is perfectly fine. I just feel like this is a more consistent run, and I'm only going to show it twice because it's strong power. You guys have seen this 1.5 million times. I don't think I need to show you too much. Your audibles from this formation, you've got the halfback dive. So if you see the guy spreading the line to stop your strong power, hit him up the middle. It's a pretty good play. It's not a quick hitting a run up the middle. So if you have a good, facing a good user, you may get blown up in the backfield. Just be wary of that. But if you really make them focus on the edges and then go up the middle, I don't think you'll have too much of an issue. Corner post. This is actually a pretty good play against cover 3. The way I run is I zig A. That's on that weird post route side. Whatever tight end is on that post route side, if you happen to flip the play and then switch to this, then it's going to be on the other side. So just pay attention. See the hook zone. I guess it's Bobby Wagner that just made the tackle. He dropped, so you want to hit the zig. But if he sticks to the... Oh, called the wrong play. My bad. As I was saying, if he sticks to the zig, stays low. Let's see if I can get him to do that. Got B right here.